Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. We're gonna get into Basketball Wives. We did a live last night. It was so long, but we're just gonna get right into it. Let's go. Okay, so this is the sit down that Ty said Jackie wanted to do. So Ty told Chantel that Jackie wanted to talk to her, right? Jackie comes out with her pajamas and house shoes on. She does not plan to go to a dinner or anything. So where I think Chantel messed up was talking about Brandy, because Chantel said she wanted to talk about what she wanted to talk about and get it out how she felt. But she started off with Brandy, and I agreed with Jackie. I know, gasp, but we're here to talk about you and me, Chantel. But I also feel like Chantel has so much that she wants to get off her chest. She's just in a conundrum and she just doesn't even know where to start. So she starts with what hurts her the most. She feels like Jackie takes Brandy's side more than she takes hers, and Jackie don't want to talk about that. So Chantel made it clear that she wanted to have this sit down, and she said that Jackie has run away from her like the cowardly lion every time, and that is the truth, and you all know that to be true, because when has this ever happened this entire season? So as Chantel is trying to get out what she's trying to say, she's saying that, she's not afraid of Jackie. She's not going to be bullied by Jackie. She's not that 15-year-old girl anymore. And then Jackie is so passive aggressive. She was like, oh my God, you're just like me. And she's like, I love you. Let's get it out. Let's talk about it. And what she's not going to talk about. And I think Jackie just needs to hear her out. Do I think she needs to hear her out on television so we can hear it? No. But she does need to hear her daughter out. So as Chantel is telling her, like, I'm going to do what I want to do. You're not going to tell me what to do. Jackie was like, I'm out, right? When the teacher's ready to listen to the student, let me know, I'm out. And this tickled me so bad. Jackie had got to this elevator, child. She was pushing them buttons. And it did not come fast enough. So this is the part that we were talking about last night on the live when she said bye-bye. And then Jackie's like, I love you. And she was like, that's why your kids don't like you and your husband's going to leave you. Now, people were really upset behind that because they was like, why would she say something like that? But Chantel may know something that we don't know. But I don't think Doug's going nowhere. So, baby, right here, this is what they were talking about last night, that Chantel would hunt Jackie down. Baby, when Chantel got up and said, okay, I will violate you out here amongst everyone, right? Jackie pushing them buttons. Like Jason is after her, right? But baby, this is not even it. Baby, when Jackie was walking so fast because Chantel was on her heels, baby. Jackie hit that corner. Jackie said, I'm out. Chantel, I'm out. Because she doesn't know what Chantel is going to say. Baby, Jackie went around that corner so fast. Baby, then Chantel said, take the stairs, Jackie, because you know how I'm coming. I know this is a still shot, and I wish I could play you this video. But when I tell you Jackie was sprinting down that hallway. So then, as Jackie is sprinting down the hallway, Chantel's like, go ahead and call Dougie and go ahead and call Dad like you do. They really put those guys in the middle of their stuff so much. And last night on the live, people were like, where's Doug in all of this? Because even though Jackie is a horrible mother, Doug should have had something to say, right? But we looked it up. Doug was on the road when these kids was coming up. He was playing basketball, and Jackie was running behind him, make sure he ain't had no bounce house situations. That's why Chantel said that she didn't raise them, right? It's a mess. And then Chantel's like, you didn't want to sit down and talk to your daughter and blah, blah, blah. But I think Chantel should understand there's a way to do it. What you've been doing, Chantel, is not working. You're going to have to take another avenue for Jackie. But it's so much Chantel wants to talk about, it just all comes out the wrong way. And then again, like she said, she's getting the television Jackie, not the mother Jackie. That's who she's trying to talk to. That's why Jackie's so passive aggressive. Like, oh, Chantel, I love you, blah, blah, blah. This is not that. So now Chantel and Three the Hard Way sitting here debriefing, right? And Chantel is talking about how she's happy that she said to her mother that she can't, make her feel insecure anymore or anything like that. And she said that she was always under pressure to be like model size, right? And she said the things that happened to her in her life on the outside, she didn't feel safe enough to come and tell Jackie, because she was like, oh, nothing like that happened. That didn't happen. And she was like, if she had listened, just how would it be? Like, she would probably be in a better place. And we do know that from Jackie's other daughter, because what she was talking about, how Jackie wouldn't let her eat sometimes because she felt like she was overweight, because Jackie likes appearances, right? So doing all this, Brittany breaks down, cries. Chantel is right here with her mama. She's harder than Brittany is. I think Brittany needs to just try to have a conversation with her mother, because right now it's about Chantel and it's too much. And then she was explaining to them the mental warfare that she had growing up. And she gave an example how Jackie said, you better clean your room up, or when your dad comes here, he's going to kick you down the stairs. Like, who says that to their child? You know what I'm saying? And I believe that 100%. Now that sounds like the real Jackie that we did not see this season. And then Chantel was like, she doesn't know what happened in Jackie's life and if it mirrors what's going on in her life. But she needs to get the help that she needs to be a better wife, mother to her, Doug, and her siblings. Because clearly she put them through a lot, right? Because the kids don't like Jackie. That speaks volumes. So at this point, Brittany is a mess, blubbering mess. And she's like, at this point, I don't even want to go to the dinner. But Chantel's like, look, girl, get it together. We're going to go to this dinner. Let's go. So she goes to change clothes, and then they get ready and go to the dinner. So Ty tells Chantel that Jackie wants to see her in the room. I really feel like Chantel should have just probably called her on the phone. So she comes in the room, and Jackie said, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to walk out. And she said, let's talk about it. So Chantel was saying that she wanted to get out what she wanted to say. But when Jackie said that, she was like, I think we're past that. So then Jackie was like, you didn't do anything to me. And Chantel was like, you're right, I didn't. And she said she feels like she didn't do anything to Chantel. Chantel thought that was crazy. I did too. So when Jackie's saying all this stuff about, she doesn't think that Chantel has done anything. And Chantel was like, I haven't. And then Jackie's like, I think you've done something to me. And Chantel was looking and adjusted herself, and then basically Chantel was like, look, I left us down there in that conversation. I came up here to tell you that I'm done. There is no more us. We're done. Splitsville is over. Right? At that moment, if that's how Chantel felt, I will say this, she should have left. So then Jackie sits here and tells Chantel that she's going to offer her the opportunity to clear her name up. That was crazy, because Chantel is a child that wants to tell her mother how she feels. But Jackie feels like she don't have anything to say, like nothing happened. And I think that's the problem. She kind of sweeps it under the rug. Like, she's emotionless, right? And I can understand why Chantel is done. I get it. So then as she's talking, Jackie picks her phone up, and then Chantel's like, go ahead and record this and show it to Dad and Doug so they can see what kind of vile individual you are. So then at that point, they weren't getting any resolution. Jackie asked Chantel to leave. At this point, Chantel was at the door, and she should have just gone out of it. But she turned around and said, do you see how stupid you look? You see how goofy you look as a mother? Then Jackie got up, and I think Jackie was going to her room, right? But I feel like she brushed up against her. And then Chantel said, don't touch me. And she pushed Jackie. And then Jackie proceeded to punch her, only hurting her finger because Chantel had her hands in her face. Because this is not the first time this has happened. You're not going to tell me that they don't do this often. You can't tell me that. And look at Jackie's face. She meant that. So Jackie gets on the phone. She calls her son. Chantel was in my face. She pushed me. She said I don't love her. Blah, blah, blah. And then Chantel went to the room with the ladies. You talk about somebody was upset when Chantel said that Jackie swung on her. Like, say what you want to about Evelyn. But Evelyn would never do that to her child. Her child would never put her hands up to her because she's not that type of mother, right? She is devastated. Devastated. Chantel said it's not going to change the person that she is. It's just going to make her a better person. And she still wants the best for Jackie.